Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs picked up a massive linebacker commitment yesterday in four-star C.J. Allen out of Lamar County. He chose Georgia over Tennessee, and it's quite funny. It was just one day after his official visit to Tennessee, he decided, hey, I've had enough. Knoxville is not Athens. Josh Heupel is not Kirby Smart. This is not where I need to be. So originally, had a plan to commit on July 9th. That was his plan for months now. Was going to take these official visits in June and then wait a couple weeks, make a final decision. But he knew quickly after his official visit to Tennessee that that was not where he wanted to be. And he could not pass up a chance to play for Glenn Schumann, one of the best assistant coaches in college football, one of the best recruiters, one of the best developers in the country. Easy decision for the in-state linebacker, 6'1", 220 pounds, can do a little bit of everything. But he's going to be the middle linebacker at Georgia for the future, plays offense and defense for Lamar County. Just a dynamic linebacker in every sense of the word. Made 91 tackles last year, 7.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. He can cover. He can come downhill, help against the run. He's a hard hitter. If you don't block this guy, he's coming at you 220 pounds, and he's going to leave a mark, and he's going to push you backwards. But at the end of the day, Tennessee is not going to get a lot of guys that Georgia wants. Even through NIL, they're doing a very good job of selling that to prospects. They got a 5-star quarterback from the West Coast to come in. That's just not going to happen very often. I think they did everything they possibly could to get C.J. Allen interested in Tennessee, but it kind of makes me wonder, at what point during that visit did he say, okay, I've made a mistake. I've just wasted a weekend of my life. This is not where I want to be. He was there Friday night, all day Saturday, and most of Sunday. So at some point during that visit, he was thinking to himself, yeah, this is definitely not where I want to go. I thought I'd give him a shot, but deep down, he knew he wanted to be a Bulldog the entire time. Tennessee was pushing hard to even get him on campus. I thought they might, make it interesting after that official visit, but he said, no, I don't need July 9th. I don't need a couple weeks to know where I'm going to go. This is an easy decision. I'm going to stay at home and play for the Georgia Bulldogs. So massive pickup. This makes 12 commitments for Georgia in the 2023 classes, their first inside linebacker commitment. Glenn Schumann knows what he wants out of guys. He's recruiting some of the best inside linebackers in the country. And C.J. Allen is definitely one of them. So Raylan Wilson is a guy from Florida that they're still recruiting, committed to Michigan. Tony Rojas is a guy who I think that's coming down to Penn State and Georgia. I think Penn State leads for him right now. Troy Bowles, again, the son of Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles, might be the best inside linebacker prospect in the country. He just took his official visit to Georgia not too long ago, earlier this month, and I think Georgia's in a good spot for him. I think that's a Georgia-Ohio State battle, but at the end of the day, it was going to be tough for anyone to beat Georgia for C.J. Allen in the heart of Georgia, small town in Barnesville. But he is, he's a 4-star on the field. He doesn't make a ton of wow, maybe jaw-dropping type of plays, but, he's big and strong enough to overpower guys and shed blocks and get to the ball carrier, but he's fast enough to run down smaller running backs. He rushed for, I believe, just over 1,000 yards, maybe just under 1,000 yards on offense. When you're playing both ways, you have to be tough. You have to be physical, you have to have stamina, and you have to have heart and passion and a motor, and he brings all of that to the table. I think he's the number 7 the number 7 overall prospect in the state of Georgia for the 23 class. And he really does kind of do it all. He can fly to the football. Again, he's strong and powerful, but he's a 5-star off the field. This is not a guy who's going to get in any type of trouble at the next level. He has a plan for him and a goal that he wants to accomplish, and that's get to the next level. And nobody is developing guys the way Glenn Schumann is right now at Georgia. Co-defensive coordinator, inside linebackers coach, could be a head coach at the collegiate level one day. But when he goes after an inside linebacker, and he gets it more often than not. So this was an in-state guy that was high on their board. There was no way that Georgia was going to miss out on C.J. Allen. And again, I just wonder what happened, whether it was Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday, to where he's just thinking, man, I wish I were in Athens. Knoxville it's not it. I think, Tennessee's maybe won the SEC East one time in C.J. Allen's lifetime. I'm assuming the kid's 18 years old going into his senior season. So his whole life, Tennessee has been 3rd or 4th in the SEC East, right? And we assume that they're an up-and-coming program. I think that they're on the rise and probably the second best team in the East going into this season. But he's never seen Tennessee win anything ever. Whereas Georgia's coming off a national championship and they're pushing him and saying, hey, we want you on board to continue this role of linebackers that we're pumping out. I mean, Roquan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Monty Rice, Tay Crowder, Channing Tindall, Quay Walker, the list goes on and on. If you play linebacker at Georgia, you're going to play at the next level, probably get drafted pretty high and have a very, good chance to succeed in the NFL. So easy decision to pick Georgia over Tennessee. The Vols gave it a good shot, but again, Knoxville is not Athens. They don't have the coaching staff. They don't have the recent history of winning anything. And, if you're CJ Allen, again, easy decision to stay home, and he's going to bring a lot to the table. I'm not sure if he's going to play immediately, but I do think he has the chance to be a multi-year starter, depending on who else they bring in with him in this class. But, he's got size, he's got strength, he's got a ton of muscle on him, and he's going to keep adding more muscle. He's going to continue to get in better shape when he gets into the strength and conditioning program at Georgia. So there's a lot to like. He's been climbing the 2023 rankings over time. If you just see him in person, you're thinking, okay, this dude is an SEC linebacker. There's no doubt about it. He looks the part. He's got the film. I mean, if you turn it on, he's running down ball carriers. He's breaking tackles on offense. I mean, he's where he's supposed to be every play. He does his job consistently, and he's just a tackling machine. There are not a lot of guys who can get away from his tackle. So he does a good job of tackling at the feet. When he hits you, if he's not blocked, again, he's got some power behind his hit. He's going to knock you backwards. He causes fumbles. And again, he's great in coverage too. You don't see a lot of downhill linebackers who can run like him, excel in coverage the way he does. When the ball's in the air, he's going to go get it and make a play on it. So he was really impressive at the Under Armour camp in February in Alpharetta that I saw him at. And the guy just gets it. He knows what he wants to do, and he knows that he can achieve all of his goals at Georgia. So another big-time defender on the board. They're really stacking up defenders left and right in this 23 class. The state is very deep at linebacker, I think, and he's one of the very best. So number 7 prospect in Georgia, in my opinion, staying at home, committing to Georgia over Tennessee, and did it quickly, right? Again, I didn't think he was going to commit to Georgia a day after spending 3 days in Knoxville, but he saw all he needed to see. I think, Georgia was going to be tough to beat the whole time, but coming out of his official visit to Georgia that first weekend of June, I think it was clear that Georgia had a comfortable lead. Tennessee gave it a shot, but it was nowhere near enough, as he has committed to the Georgia Bulldogs. Did that yesterday. And again, I think this is a guy that Georgia fans are really, really going to like. We've got a lot more recruiting scoop coming over on Dog Post. I'm writing stories left and right. So if you need the latest on Georgia Bulldog football and recruiting, make sure you're over on Dog Post, guys. Thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on Dog Post.